First, congratulations. You've leveled up and you're, let's say, on beginner level 2 of learning how to be an entrepreneur from just being an engineer. And so beginning level 2, now you know the business planning, the 3-sentence business plan, the little business pitch. You're equipped with basic tools. Now, because you're level 2, I want to give you a little taste of some advanced stuff. Emotional intelligence for your business. And I'm going to give you an example. I'm going to introduce you to the founder of emotional intelligence, and we're going to immediately apply it to your idea. So what the heck is this thing? Emotional intelligence. I'm sure you know about IQ, intelligence quotient. It's a measurement. Average person is 100. People above 100, they're a little better. People below 100, a little worse. IQ is really hard to improve. It's studies show it's very genetically driven. You can only improve it a little bit. Now, EQ, emotional quotient, is something you can improve a lot. This is learnable, and this is the ability to recognize and manage your emotions. Every emotion is almost like a double-edged sword. For example, if you're angry and you're playing sports, you can either commit a penalty or use that anger to motivate yourself to just play harder within the rules. And it's all about how you manage that emotion inside of you. And there's almost every emotion has this. So the founder of this is Daniel Goleman. I'm going to introduce you to him a little bit, and then I'm going to give you the example of how to use emotional intelligence right away in your work. So this is Daniel Goleman's Wikipedia page. He's essentially considered like the father of this field. You can read a lot of books by him. Here is his Amazon page. You basically can just search for Daniel Goleman. You'll come up with a lot of books. Again, when I promote products, like it's his books, I'm not getting any money from this. So I'm not promoting it because I don't get revenue if you buy his books, obviously. So it's just interesting if you're curious about this field. I am going to give you a little bit of kind of like an introduction to this, and you'll see that everything can be different if you apply emotional intelligence to it. Now, that's his Amazon. This is his Wikipedia. Also, while I'm showing you things, now Psychology Today does have a emotional intelligence test. It's free to take, and the URL is essentially psychologytoday.com/us/test/personality/emotional-intelligence-test. And it's a 45-minute test. You can take it for free, and it's only $9.95 if you want a snapshot, or if you want to download it and purchase it, whatever. But you can take it for free, no problem. Just make sure you're in a quiet area and unbothered and undistracted for 45 minutes, and you'll learn what your current emotional intelligence is. Now, let's get back to actually applying this to your business ideas. There are two very, very, very important ways that it's immediately applied. The first one is a little bit even ironic, and it's the excitement and motivation from your idea. So what happens? When you get your business idea initially, or any idea, you're excited about it. That excitement is motivating you. And that motivation not only is changing some brain chemistry inside you, I'm not going to go that deep just yet, but that excitement is a double-edged sword. That excitement gives you motivation, which is fantastic. But that motivation is short-term motivation. It's not long-term motivation. Long-term motivation is something that comes from more intrinsic things, like your inner drives, things that really give you, fulfillment, those sorts of things. We'll get into it later. But the irony is that initially you're excited, and excitement, while motivating, the important thing to understand about excitement, the double-edged sword of excitement, is that the negative part of excitement, the byproduct, is that it causes you to misestimate everything. Okay? Your idea seems better. It seems like it's easier to implement. It seems like it's going to make more money. It seems like you're going to be able to pull it off. It seems like everything seems doable. Your mind skips the negative stuff, focuses only on the exciting stuff. And so it makes you super error prone. Now, if it's only a theoretical thing, that's totally fine. But if you have to live with the consequences, which you will, then it's totally not fine. So you're gonna, if you just let excitement carry you away, you're gonna get blinded. Okay, you're gonna get blindsided. And so we wanna enjoy the excitement for sure. It's super fun. But understand that when you actually work on your business idea, it's not exciting. The work is actually boring, right? Imagine, you're sitting in front of a computer or you're doing your mundane tasks. Those are the furthest from exciting. You're not going to have actual fun. The work is tedious and boring, and it's repetitive and all those other things. So the excitement just gets you to sort of kind of start the business, but it quickly dissipates. So there has to be more motivation than just the excitement. And you see how that one emotion, you have to understand both sides of it. And if you don't understand it, you're going to get carried away by the extra, excitedness. But once you understand what the emotion of excitement gives you, then you understand how to manage it. Okay, manage it, use it for motivation. Don't let it take over. That's how you use excitement. Perfect. And so emotional intelligence really takes most of your most common emotions, excitement, anger, things like that, and looks at both sides of it. And then once you understand both sides of it, you understand how to use the more useful side, now, first of all, for your benefit, but second, how to avoid the bad side of it. And very often, if you feel things like anger, frustration, low confidence, and you're going to have this in business, it's a guarantee at some point. Most of the time, the solution is to just take a breath, take a step back, give yourself a little space, a little time to think about things. And if you're frustrated with another person, the same goes for them. They'll use that time to sort of regain their composure, and you're going to be able to avoid a lot of fighting, arguing. A lot of emotional intelligence that's the solution for a lot of issues. If I can sum it up, obviously there's books on it, so I can't sum it up entirely, but this is it. Now, another super common, I think every entrepreneur has to deal with stress, and stress is another really important emotion to control. If you let it get out of control, which for entrepreneurs it's one of the things that's there the most of the time. Stress ages you, makes you sick. It's one of the worst things for you, literally. And it comes from financial problems, business problems, all the things that accompany entrepreneurship. So it's always there. And your job, and also the problem with stress, if I get a little bit nerdy into the brain, stress is very much involved with the part of the brain that's called amygdala. That part of the brain is also sometimes called the animal brain, which is the part of the brain that evolved very, very early before some of your other parts of the brain evolved. And that part of the brain has to do with short-term stress handling. So your fight or flight, everything that you use to remove immediate pain, immediate removal of stress, you see? So stress invokes the part of the brain that gives you the short-term focus to remove immediate pain, to remove the stress, okay? And it's going to influence your business decisions and make you cut corners to solve the problems quickly, to remove the stress quickly. I hope you're understanding this, because it's very important to, when you feel stress, identify the stress, acknowledge that you're feeling the stress, and I also acknowledge the very next train of thought, the very next thought that your brain is tending towards, and make sure that that is actually a correct business decision for the mid and long term for you, and it's not just a short-term shortcut. Because what's going to happen if you take too many short-term shortcuts, you're not going to be building a business with solid foundation. You're going to be just, that game Whack-A-Mole, where like things just pop out of a circle and you have to hit them, and then that thing doesn't disappear but just appears from a different circle. So you're going to be playing whack-a-mole with your problems if you let stress get out of control and dictate everything you do. So excitement and stress, those are very, very common things that as entrepreneurs, we deal with this all the time. Stress is daily. Nothing is perfect on almost any day. So you just have to learn to deal with the stress. And once you learn to manage your stress, it will result in better business decisions, and better business decisions will result in a better business for you, more reasonable decisions. And you don't have to be a big business guru to realize that if you're thinking more clearly, you'll obviously make immediately better decisions.